Hello everybody and welcome to topic 4 lesson 1 example 2 and the concept of inverse variation. This is in the enVision Algebra 2 math book. So in this concept, and this would be a great thing to write in your notes and have, when a relation between x and y is an inverse variation, we say that x varies inversely as y. Inverse variation is modeled by the equation y equals k divided by x, or with the equivalent forms of x equals k over y or x times y equals k, where k cannot equal 0. The variable k represents the constant of variation. The number that relates to the two variables is an inverse variation. In the table, the constant of variation is 24. Again, to note, x is increasing, and x in this case is, it doubles here. And then the y's, they could be halved if you see the highlighted values. So every time the upper column doubles, the lower column halves. A great proportion between the two of them. All right, so let's look at the use of inverse variation. So this is, again, just a quick use. It's the beginning of the example, so we're not going to get into the meat of using this concept until we get to example 3, 4, and 5. But let's look at an inverse variation of x equals 2 and y equals 3. We're going to write the equation. Who wants to post? We're going to write an equation. So the equation, again, just to remind you, is y equals k divided by x. And then we're going to find the value of y when x is equal to -6. So let's first find k. We have different variations of this equation. So I'm going to do the x times y equals k variation. And that's going to be 3 times 10 equals k, or 30 equals k. And I know I switched the x and my y's when I came back down. I'm sorry about that. The next part that I'm going to do is I am now going to put this in the equation. Y equals 30 divided by x. And then I'm going to solve for y when x is equal to -6. All right. And there we go. We have the solution. So if I come here, it does everything we just did, and it says the equation that represents the inverse relation is y equals 30 divided by x, where x is equal to -6 and y is equal to -5. So a great representation of how to convey your answer in a sentence format. So remember to keep track of all the negative signs when substituting into equations and performing calculations. As you all know, in some of my work, sometimes I'd lose the negatives, and then we have to go back and we have to find where we lost that negatives. Make sure you keep track of those negatives. Those negatives get the best of us. And then now here's 2 tries, and so go off and try these, and I will catch you in the next video.